Hey, this is C&D channel. I'm Chris, and this is also Chris, and this is MMA for you. We're going to be doing our predictions for UFC on FuelTV 6, Rich Franklin versus Cung, which is going to happen at Macau, China, at November 6th. What do you think of this card, man?
You know what? I'm genuinely looking forward to this card.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I mean, my hometown boy Cung is on the card.
Oh man, your countryman is on this card.
That's right, my countryman.
Your countryman, yeah.
I always like watching Cung, Nam Fan, and Bao Quach fight, and so, obviously I'll be rooting for the hometown favorite. Despite and regardless of what Vegas has to say, what you have to say, what anybody really has to say. So,
man, you got to stick up for your boys, huh?
I'm a very loyal guy. So hopefully he'll have a good showing. And like you mentioned, this card is taking place in Macau, and so there's going to be a lot of exciting Asian fighters.
Cool, man. Hey, didn't you want to give a shout out to this place you go to, man?
Yeah, I'll do that at the end.
Okay.
I'll a little.
No problem. Okay.
Promotion.
Cool. Let's get started then. We got Rich Ace Franklin versus Cung. Okay, man. Who do you got, man?
This is a tough one. I'm gonna go with Cung on this one.
What's he got on Rich Franklin?
His Sandshao stand-up is very unique, and obviously, he's got the kicks, he's got the spinning kick, he's got a large variety of kicks. I mean, he's got one of the most exciting kicking styles that I've ever seen, and hopefully that'll make up for his lack of stand-up and his.
He has good stand-up.
His stand-up. Yeah, you're right. His stand-up is underrated, but he's definitely his kicks are the bread and butter, and hopefully that'll carry him to victory.
Cool, man.
Yeah.
You know what, man? Asian brother can't get no love from me, man. I got Rich Ace Franklin here, man. So, you know why? Because Rich Franklin is 37, and your guy is an old 40-year-old, man.
He's 40 years old.
I said it. Nah, just kidding. For real. The real reason why I feel that Rich Franklin's gonna win is because my guy is a former UFC champion. Your guy is only a former Strikeforce champion. So there.
Take that, right?
Take that, man. But now, as far as skill sets go, man, Rich Franklin has some good kickboxing and really underrated grappling. His cardio's always been good, and he's a really resilient guy, man. You want to talk about kicks? This guy's body kicks are some of the best in the game. Look at the fight against Vanderlei. Look at the fight against Hamill, man. Kicked him like 6 times, drops him with kicks to the body, and then finishes with ground and pound. This guy's fought everyone. Anderson Silva, Yushin Okami, Vanderlei, Forrest Griffin, Chuck Liddell. He's fought everyone, been there, done that. I think he's got the win, man. Sorry about your countryman, man.
That's fine.
You know what, though? With Lee, though, I will say this. With his punching, he's not a boxer per se, but he does have accurate punches. Watch a Cote fight, and you'll see that he always hits the jaw or the temple. So I am worried about that. And he does have a good spinning back fist as well, including all those kicks that he does. So it'll be very interesting. I definitely think Franklin will outlast Lee, as Lee doesn't have the best cardio, and Franklin does. He has great cardio. So Rich Franklin is my pick here, man.
Fair enough.
Okay. Next fight after that, we got Stanislav Nedkov versus Thiago Silva. Who do you got, my man?
You know what? I got Thiago Silva on this one.
You got Thiago Silva, man. What do you like about Thiago Silva, man?
Trains with Black Zillions. Very good Muay Thai brawler. Definitely a brawler. And he's got a good chin and good top control. And I see him getting the win in this one.
I also got Thiago Silva here, man. A little background on Nedkov, though. His last fight was against Luis Arthur Cane back in August 2011. So he's coming off a long layoff. In the fight, his stand-up consisted of winging overhand rights. He does have good wrestling and good Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. However, I feel that Thiago Silva is pretty much the better all-around fighter, better Muay Thai, better at Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. He's a legit Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt. And if you watch that fight against Brandon Vera, I mean, seriously, his offensive takedowns are good, and he's playing the bongo drums on Brandon Vera, man.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
Ridiculous.
Yeah. He also trained, he changed camps. He used to be, like you pointed out, he's now training with the Black Zillions. He used to be with American Top Team. So that should be also interesting as well. But yeah, got Thiago Silva winning this one. Okay, next fight after that, we got the stun gun, Dong Hyun Kim versus Paulo Thiago. I got Paulo Thiago here, man. I got a soft spot for this guy. You know, he was brought in to fight Josh Koscheck, ended up knocking him out with an uppercut. You know, he has some pretty heavy hands. He dropped Swick as well. Good, you know, good boxing, but he's a little frenetic, you know, frantic at times. He has this weird, like, shaky movement. Good, strong Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, especially his Darce chokes. Resilient guy, despite getting knocked out by Sayar in his last fight. He does have a pretty good, he is a resilient guy. He does have good judo, probably not as strong as the stun gun, so. Who do you got, though?
You know, before I make my official pick, I think Stun Gun suffered some kind of awkward injury in his last fight. And I was wondering if you could just give me a quick update before, you know, before I make my official.
Well, yeah, you know, Stun Gun fought Damian Maia in his last pick, and in this takedown, it looked like he really injured his ribs. Later on, what was revealed was that there was some sort of muscle spasm or something around that area, and not like a broken rib or anything like that.
Okay.
As far as I can tell, he is fine and good to go.
Alright, gotcha then. I'm going to go with Stun Gun.
Oh, man. You're picking the Asian brothers, huh?
I got to go with the Asian brother on this one.
Yeah.
Strong judo. Strong top control. Big for his weight class. And, you know, his stand-up is improved, you know, quite steadily. So.
Remember his fight against Pearson where he's going for multiple Machida-style crane kicks and actually landing?
That was awesome.
Yeah. One thing about Stun Gun, though, man, I'm still banking that his cardio won't be good, and Paulo Thiago will be able to take advantage of that. That's what I'm banking on. With Paulo Thiago with me, you know, this is actually an emotional pick for me. I just have a soft spot for the guy. He's always been in fights I liked. I always root for the guy. Not to say I don't like Kim. That guy, you know, he's an Asian brother too, you know. I'm Filipino. I'm Pacific Islander Asian, you know. Dave's Korean, you know. One of my best friends is Korean.
So you don't hate Asian people?
Asian people, man. Come on, man.
I thought you were racist or something.
Oh, what are you talking about, man? I'm doing drugs with you and Dave, man. Come on.
Alright.
Okay, next right after that, we got Mac Danzig versus the Fireball Kid, is it KO Kid? Or no, Fireball Kid, Takanori Gomi. I got Danzig, man. I just think that Gomi is shot worn. You know, I think I think the division's passing by. And I think Danzig has the good technical kickboxing, defense in the stand-up, and just overall better game than Gomi. What do you think?
Yeah, you know, I used to be a huge fan of Takanori Gomi when he was fighting, you know, back in Japan. And, I mean, he's so quick and so explosive. And then, you know, I've seen him in the UFC in recent fights, and you know, for whatever reason, whether it be fighting in the UFC or, you know,
it's both.
You know, it could be a number of factors, and so for that reason, I got to go with Mac Danzig. Good technical kickboxing, good defense in the stand-up, good wrestling, and yeah, I gotta agree with you. I think Takanori Gomi's you know, time, and it may have passed, but, you know, I hope he proves me wrong. You know, that I mean, anything can happen in this fight.
Stylistically, it's not like the easiest fight for Danzig. Gomi, despite having some reckless boxing where he has his hands really low, he does have heavy hands, he does have a really strong chin, and he does have good takedown defense. So it's not exactly the safest fight for Danzig. You know, he's always a threat, especially with the power that he has. He is not that strong off his back, as 6 of 8 losses are by submission. But you know, if Gomi can touch that chin, it is over for Danzig. But I think Danzig is good enough defensively and offensively to beat Gomi here. Okay, next fight after that, we got Bruce Leroy, Alex Caceres versus Kang. I got Bruce Leroy, man. This guy has been coming up, man. At 135, he's becoming a legit prospect. I always picked against him, but now I'm not. 24 years old, tall, lanky kid, good off his back, and his stand-up is improving. Who do you got?
I'm gonna go with Bruce Leroy too. Is he like a black version of like Bruce Lee or something? Yeah,
man. He's black. He's got this crazy fro, man. I mean, it's cool.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, it is ridiculous, man. But it's cool.
Yeah, you know, he's good off his back. His stand-up's been improving, and you know, his opponent Kang. This is gonna be his first fight in the UFC, and so I think he's in for you know, a big a rude awakening.
Yeah, man. A little background on Kang. 11-6 record, 2 wins by KO or TKO, 8 wins by sub. He's 25 years old, coming off a 3-fight win streak, and it is his first fight in the UFC. It is telling that 8 of his 11 wins, 8 of his 11 wins are by submission. So if this fight does hit the ground, I am curious to see what the ground game is going to look like. But overall, I think Alex Caceres is going to win this one. Okay, next fight after that, we have John Tuck. I think he hails from Guam. Fights a Mongolian Wolf and Chinese national Tiequan Zhang. I got Zhang. Here's a funny thing about Zhang, though. The UFC feeds him opponents that he's supposed to beat. Danny Downs, Issei Tamura, and he loses. He's not that great of a fighter. Stand-up's decent. He's on 2-fight losing streak. He does have a good guillotine, but he does repeatedly go for that guillotine. It's not the best off his back. But the fact of the matter is that the UFC tends to bring guys to lose to Zhang. Hopefully John Tuck will be that guy that will lose to him. Who do you got?
You know, I got Zhang, but for different reasoning. First of all,
because he's Asian.
Because actually, this actually works in his favor. He's got a couple billion people, you know, rooting for him and backing him up in this fight. So I mean that, you know, it never hurts to have the home court advantage, so to speak. But you know, John Tuck, despite being undefeated, you know, this is his first fight in the UFC, and so you know, I'm always very kind of wary of you know, of the newcomers, and you know, even though Zhang is on a 2-fight losing streak, you know, his stand-up is decent. He's got that guillotine choke, and you know, it's possible that he's just gonna pull out a submission victory in this one.
Cool.
So I'm going with Zhang.
Yeah, a little background on John Tuck. He is from Guam. He's a 6-0 undefeated record. 3 wins by KO or TKO and 3 wins by sub. 28 years old, and he's never been past the first round. So he is largely an unknown fighter. He could be awesome. He could not be. You know, it's hard to say. It's hard to say what octagon jitters might do, but we'll see how this goes. I got Zhang winning this one. Okay, on to the prelim card. We got some flyweights as John Lineker fights Yasuhiro Urushitani. I got Lineker here, man. 19-6 record, 8 wins by KO TKO, 3 subs. Of course, 3 losses are by sub. He's only 22 years old, man. Saw his last fight against Luis Gotti now. He got some wild, aggressive stand-up, but he finds a home for his hands and his kicks, man. I got Lineker winning this one.
Oh, you got Lineker. You know, I'm going with Urushitani on this one.
Oh, Urushitani, man. This guy's a top flyweight, man. Yeah. What do you like about him?
He's he's got a 19-5-6 record, 4 KOs and a TKO. So I don't know. Like you said, I feel like he's got some momentum backing him up, and I think I think he's gonna be able to pull this one out.
Yeah, man. And the thing with the Rushitani, I mean, he did lose his last fight against Joseph Benavidez by, he got knocked out or TKO'd. But he's been around the block, man. He's been fighting for a while, and he's been a top flyweight for a long time. So yeah, but I do got Lineker here. Okay, next right after that, we have Ricky Fukuda versus Tom DeBlas. Who do you got, my man?
I got Ricky Fukuda on this one.
You got Fukuda, huh?
He's got good wrestling, decent stand-up, and I think he's got all the tools that it's going to take to take out DeBlas.
Yeah, man, I agree. I got Ricky Fukuda here as well. The thing with Tom DeBlas, 7-1 record, 2 wins by KO or TKO, 2 wins by sub. He's 30 years old. He does have strong Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I think he is a Ricardo Almeida Jiu-Jitsu guy or Renzo Gracie guy. I forgot. They're kind of like intertwined. He does have good wrestling, and it is his first cut to middleweight. However, with Ricky Fukuda, he's also a strong wrestler in his own right, and I think he'll be able to defend the takedowns and beat DeBlas up on the feet. Yep. Next right after that, we got Jeff Hoagland versus Takeya Mizugaki. I got Mizugaki. What about you, man?
Oh, you do have... I got Mizugaki also.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Do you want to know why?
Yeah, I do, man.
Well, he's got good stand-up, good submission defense, and good takedown defense as well. So I think that combination of good submission and takedown defense, will allow him to pull out the victory.
Yeah, man. Yeah, exactly. I got Mizugaki as well for the same reasons. I think with Jeff Hogan, he's 10-5 records. 7 of those wins are by submission. He's kind of just a jiu-jitsu guy, really. Like, his stand-up's not that great. His wrestling's not even that great. But his Brazilian jiu-jitsu is pretty strong. Well, I've seen Mizugaki fight guys like, Jeff Curran, who has good Brazilian jiu-jitsu, and he hung with them on the ground, He's shown good submission defense before. Stand up is solid. I mean, he beat up like Cole Escobedo and it's a previous fight, and solid takedown defense. Got to go with Mizugaki here. Okay, and finally we have Marcelo Guimarães versus Hyung Lim. I got Lim here, man. You know why? It's Marcelo fought Dan Stitchin, and no offense to the guys, he's kind of a lower tier fighter, and Marcelo looked bad against a lower tier fighter. So that's why I got Lim here. 27 years old, trains at Korean Top Team, 5-fight win streak. Yeah, it is his first fight in the UFC though. 7 of his wins though are by KO or TKO. Who do you got though?
I got Marcelo Guimarães. He's undefeated right now, and like you had mentioned, your boy Lim, despite being Asian, has this is his first fight in the UFC, and
that's why you should pick him because he's Asian.
I know that's horrible to say, but this is his first fight, and so I'm always wary of the newcomer. That's just my that's my perspective on things. But yeah, going with Marcelo.
Cool. Let's recap, man. Okay, let's start off. We'll go Rich Franklin fights Kung Lee. I got Rich Franklin.
I got Kung Lee.
Okay, I got Okay, next right after that, Stanislav Nedkov fights Thiago Silva.
I got Thiago Silva.
I also got Thiago Silva. Okay, next right after that, Stun Gun Dong Hyun Kim versus Paulo Thiago. I got Paulo Thiago.
I got Stun Gun.
Okay, next right after that, Takanori Gomi fights Mac Danzig. Who do you got?
I got Mac Danzig.
Also Mac Danzig here as well. Okay, next right after that, Bruce Leroy, Alex Caceres fights Kyung Ho Kang. I got Bruce Leroy. How about you?
I got Alex Caceres, Bruce Leroy. What the?
Okay, next right after that, John Tuck fights a Mongolian Wolf, Tiequan Zhang. I got Zhang here, man. What about you?
I got Zhang also.
Okay, on to the prelim card. John Lineker fights Yasuhiro Urushitani. Okay, I got John Lineker winning this one.
I got Urushitani.
Okay, next right after that, Tom DeBlas fights Ricky Fukuda. I got Ricky Fukuda winning this one.
I got Fukuda as well.
Nice. Okay, So with that, Jeff Hoagland fights Takeya Mizugaki. I got Mizugaki.
I got Mizugaki as well.
Okay. And finally, Marcelo Guimaraes fights Hyung Lim. I got Lim winning this one.
I got Marcelo Guimaraes.
Cool. That's pretty much it for our prediction for UFC on Fuel TV 6. If you have any comments, just leave them below. And you got anything to say, my man?
I actually do. You know, I'm particularly looking forward to UFC on Fuel TV 6. You know, this is taking place in Macau. And
gambling capital of the world, man.
And that's not the reason why.
What do you mean, man? You're the gambler, right?
The god of gambling. Okay, I'm not. But you know, I think this is a big moment for the UFC. You know, being in such a big market, in a new market. It's definitely a victory for Dana White. You know, I think you know, it's gonna be exciting having so many Asian fighters on the card. You know, Kung in particular, and you know, I'm really excited. I hope you know, I hope all the Asian fighters, you know, if they don't win, at least you know, they have a good showing and represent. So.
Cool, man. I also hear you want to rep a you know, a bar and grill place, man. What is this place, man?
You know, if you guys have any time and you're interested in watching UFC fights, you know, please welcome to come out to Q Lounge. It's on Beach and McFadden in Westminster,
California, Southern California, guys. Orange County.
No, I'm actually the marketing director there, and so you know, if anybody has any or has any interest in that, you know, feel free to shoot me an email or put in the comments, and you know, try to respond accordingly.
Cool, man. Awesome. So that's pretty much it for MMA for you. Thank you guys very much.